My youngest, all he want to say is nipples.
Are you serious?
If you say pimples, he's like, ooh, nipples. And I'm like, we are going to start off talking about having babies, postpartum, maternity, motherhood.
I encourage it even for us to be an example for our children and for our spouses to be, again, honest and vulnerable.
Me and Phil were just living our best lives, being young.
And full of calm.
It's a terrifying thing, like when you take that pregnancy test and you realize like,
It's real. So you were nervous to tell your family.
oh my God,
The pastor, his name was Reverend Honeysucker.
Honeysucker. His name was Reverend Honeysucker. When you get married, when you get pregnant, we should be seeing a therapist because these are literally life-changing experiences.
Events. Everyone's feeding off of our energy as mothers. You know, we are the anchor at the end of the day. We really do nurture.
When you had the baby, did you deal with like postpartum, like having to leave her?
Honestly, I don't.
I get in my way, never out of my lane. Feel like you the one and I'm on one. So what it's gonna be? Baby, squad up, we finna go deep. Riding on a team, got what you need. Baby, won't you keep me company? Give me something to do when I get lonely. I got something for you when we get home. If you let me put it down, when I hit the town, you should ride.
Welcome, guys, to episode 2 of Humble Baddies podcast. I have here with me Sharelle Rel,
Hey.
and Big Lex,
What's up, y'all? Good to see y'all.
and I'm Ashley Nicole. Welcome back. So today we are going to start off talking about something that is so important to all mankind.
Yes.
Having babies, postpartum, maternity, motherhood. Okay?
Yeah.
So let's get into it.
We're all mamas, by the way.
Yes.
Yes.
Amongst other things.
Sheesh, how many kids we have? Like
Between
total?
us,
Shit, I got about
8, 9, 10.
It's 11 over here.
In bonus, right?
11 including
that
bonus.
is crazy. Y'all got a whole football team over
A
there.
whole soccer
Wow.
team.
That's a lot. It's
But half of them
expensive.
are grown. Half of them are grown.
Grown meaning like what?
Adults. 25,
Adults.
22, 21, 18,
Yeah,
19.
but you're always gonna be a mom. Like that don't
Of course,
that don't
yeah.
go away.
Come
So
on.
it don't
Yeah.
matter. They can be grown as hell, because I know I still call my mama.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
true. But as far as responsibilities, like
Yeah, they
as
grown,
a
they
child,
doing it. Mm-hmm.
They're doing their own. They're flourishing on their own.
correct. Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, I got 2. How many you got, Lex?
For the tribe.
The tribe, also
The
known
tribe.
as the tribe.
The tribe, you know. We gotta, it's never a dull
And
moment.
we are the bunch,
Yes.
the Brady bunch.
And speaking of
the
motherhood,
Ocho
I'm like
bunch.
dealing right now with my, it's like going off of what you're saying with older children. My oldest is a sophomore in college now, so she's gone. But then I have a senior in high school, but my junior decided to go to boarding school. So now my baby girl is
You
getting ready to
sending one
leave
off.
the house prematurely. I wasn't
You
ready
wasn't
for that.
ready. You wasn't
Oh,
ready.
wow.
Nah, so I'm
Yeah.
literally going from 4 to 3 now to 2. I'm gonna have boys at the house. I don't
Yeah.
know what's about to happen.
Okay, Lex.
So I'm a little overwhelmed right now, guys. So this
But you're-
motherhood is changing on me, and the chapter is
And that's
switching
what it
up.
is. Like literally, I feel like every day I'm learning something new. Like every day I'm like, oh shit, they ain't tell me about this part in motherhood.
Right.
They ain't tell me.
There's no
you know?
books for it.
But see, I feel like I've hit every stage. My oldest daughter is 18. My youngest is 2, and it's like,
That's
You started
what's
over.
that? Wait, 18 and 2 is crazy.
girl,
by the
I
way.
know that's
Completely over.
crazy.
Something's wrong with you.
It's crazy. But my oldest daughter is like my best friend. Like she knows when I'm going through something. Even my son, Denham,
beautiful.
they know when I'm going through something. Like I'll go into the room and he'll come in. Mom, I love you. You are my queen. Just
I love
always remember. Denham
He's
is
so sweet.
That boy is
Precious.
a gift. Like, he just comes in and tells me everything that I need to hear and I want to hear at the time. He has the perfect timing of everything, and I'm just truly grateful for them.
You know, us mothers, we do get credit, but we don't get enough credit because since we carry these children, we have a head start, compared to their fathers. But at the same time, when they're out in the world, they carry a piece of us, our soul. So I feel like they can feel us. They can feel, they make us feel better. They make us feel sad.
They do.
They be checking us.
Right.
All of that because they got a little extra time with us.
Especially my daughter. I was going through something a couple of weeks ago, and my daughter just came in and she was like, Mom, I know you don't talk to us about when you go through things, but I just want you to know that you're going to be fine. I prayed for you. Aww. God laid it on my heart that, that something was going on, and I just prayed for you. And she gave me a hug. I'm like,
did that make you feel good?
Yes.
Like, I'm teaching her other things.
Wow. Yes. I'm like, my babies. I love the fact that, I instill God in them, but I don't force it up on them. And, they're going in the right way that I would want them to go without the pressure. And I'm just truly grateful that I don't have those issues.
I know that's right.
Yes.
That's amazing.
It really
Because
is.
right now I'm in the thick of it with these boys. Okay. My youngest, all he want to say is nipples all day.
Are you serious?
He loved the word nipples.
He's
Just
so
to say
cute.
it and wants the reaction? Or?
I don't know. I think even if it just sound like nipples, if you say pimples, he is like, ooh, nipples. And I'm like, what is wrong with you?
That's a good thing. He like nipples.
Well, but that when we, at church or somewhere, I'm just like, bro, what are you doing? Okay. And then my oldest, he's just
he
like
is a showstopper.
Yes, he is. He's very competitive. He
Yes.
got to show out everywhere he go. He got to show us that he better than you. He can beat you. He can race
the
you.
show. Yes.
Yes. So at my house, it's chaos. It's a little chaotic right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to teach them how to be gentlemen and have manners. And then I got Big Phil. He like the big kid of the house. So I'm just over there like, Lord Jesus, help me.
The queen of the castle over there.
I'm
It's
trying
cute
to hold it
though, because
down.
when we're in Miami, I'm like, they're playing up Phil and Denim.
They love denim.
They love each other.
They beg for denim to come
Listen,
over.
go over to Ashley's house, and I be feeling bad
It's an
because
amusement
Ashley
park,
be
by the
stuck
way.
with all the boys.
I be fine because they be having a good time. I'm like, yeah, y'all go play.
Get ready
Scram.
to eat, come over here and grab something.
That's exactly
And
what I do.
Lil Phil done taught Denim how to flip, how to do everything.
He did. They are beautiful. The kids are beautiful.
Yeah,
We are
kids
blessed.
alive.
But motherhood is not always pretty. Okay, so let's get into the not so pretty parts of motherhood.
Being a mom is just never a dull moment. It's always something. The school, I have the school programs in my phone. If I see it pull up on the phone, my heart skips a beat. I'm like, oh no, what did one do? Or is someone hurt?
Yeah.
So it's just always pulling at my motherly instinct, but at the same time, I'm like, you guys, we've instilled, your dad and I have instilled so much in you all. So you want them to be a little independent and flourish. But, I grew up with my babies, like, I know, Sharelle, your first, how old were you when you had your first?
I was 19 when I had my first child, and it was hard because all the dreams, I was athletic, I had a scholarship, and everything that I thought I had basically changed. I had plans, but they changed. And it wasn't about me anymore. It was about my daughter. And a lot of people feel like once you have a child at a young age, no, I'm not encouraging it. But I had to think it's not about me, it's about my child. So I have to make decisions. Did I want to go into the military? No, but I felt like it was the best decision for me and my child at that time.
Yeah.
Did it help, rear you to help? Do you think it helped you to become a better mother, that you have a little bit more discipline being in the military?
I think so, and even my daughter, she throws it up in my face. Well, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be where you at today. I was like,
she didn't.
She's like, I'm the reason
She's
why.
taking the
credit. You had to focus.
She's taking credit because I had to focus. It wasn't about me. It was about her. And I don't think I would be where I'm at today if, she wasn't in my like and the time that she came in my life. So I don't question.
She was your why, and she taking full credit. She's
taking credit.
She like, that's mine, that's me.
She is taking fully credit, but
I don't blame her.
yeah, it's the truth.
It is.
Because I could have chose a route where, okay, I have a child and I'm just gonna stay here and reap the benefits of the public assistance and all that. But no, I wanted better, and I brought her in this world, and I wanted to give her a better life than I had. So
I would take my babies everywhere with me. Array, obviously being the oldest, I feel like she taught me how to grow up. And I always say she's my broke best friend. Because it's now they're starting to get in my clothes, but she was everywhere with me. So I feel like she picked up my mannerisms. So in hindsight, now that I've taken her off to college, she doesn't really need me as much. It's more for the emotional stuff and more like the execution of things. But she literally would hand me everything like, all right, everything is ready to go, just sign off or send that wire. I'm like, dang. But then I set her up for that, I guess, in an interesting kind of way.
Yeah.
So it just kind of relieves the stress. But then it's like, now I'm on the next one. Like my son, for example, oh my Lord. Deuce, close your ears. But, it's
the
just
boys
night and day.
Listen.
I'm doing everything for him, I feel like, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. And you got a house full of boys, Ash.
I have a house full of boys, but I think I was made for it. You know what I mean? I never, first of all, my kids were not planned. So, they are beautiful blessings that were surprises, both of them. But, I feel like when I got pregnant, I was not ready. You know what I mean? I was not thinking about having babies anytime soon. Me and Phil were just living our best lives, being young and dumb and doing
full of calm.
You sound like the OG elders right there.
And so, we were just living our best lives thinking it's all about us. It's our world. We can do whatever. You know what I mean? And then, boom, I'm pregnant. And it's like real world, just like real life, real shit just hit us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was terrified. Like, I'm sure you were probably terrified being young.
I was too.
Yeah, like it's a terrifying thing. Like when you take that pregnancy test and you realize like, bitch,
it's real growing in you.
Like when you have sex, this is what happens.
Very serious.
It's like you know it, but you don't realize it until you see that pregnancy test. And I just remember being just like, oh my God, like what am I gonna do? Like my parents are gonna kill me. I was grown, but like I wasn't grown.
Exactly.
I was not grown.
You wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, and
So you were nervous to tell your family.
Oh my God.
Because they had a plan for you, you had a plan for you, and then here you go.
Exactly. So, I don't know. I just feel like now that I have kids, raising my kids, like I don't want them to have that, to be terrified of, telling me, anything like that. So my kids are still young, and I got some time to still figure out that conversation because I ain't ready yet. But I do want to foster some kind of relationship with my kids to where when it comes to that they're more open to talk to me about it.
Yes, for sure.
Because I know when I finally did tell my parents I was pregnant, my mom was like ecstatic. Like she was like, oh my God. She was so happy. My dad, he was like silent, like dead silence.
He's like,
he didn't process.
He didn't talk to me for like a good couple months.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, he stopped talking to me. Like, he just was like, first he had to get over the hump of me and Phil even living together. Like, he was like, y'all shacking up. So first he had to get over that part. And now I'm pregnant.
Sure.
Oh, my God.
That was even worse.
It was a whole thing. And I'm a daddy's girl. So that, really hit me hard. And, when you're pregnant and you have all these hormones. And we moved to Florida because Phil started playing for the Dolphins. And I didn't have no friends here. I didn't have no family here. My dad not talking to me. I got all these hormones running through me. And Phil's on a new team. So he's busy trying to...
You don't have no friends.
I don't have nobody to talk to. I was going through it when I was pregnant,
That's an adjustment.
And people don't really talk about how you feel, how your emotions really alter everything,
Especially
when you're
for
pregnant.
A woman.
Them hormones be
your hormones are crazy. I used to have to go, I would go to, thank God I did this because I would probably I probably would have killed Phil, but I would go to the beach and just sit out there and be out there for hours just because my emotions were just through the roof when I was pregnant. But anyways, we made it through that part. And, I feel like people don't talk about those parts. People talk about everything else. People talk about being sick and stuff in pregnancy, but I think for me, it was more the emotional part of, being pregnant and the mental of it.
It is very
this
mental.
is not the plan that I had for my life. It's not the plan that I had, my parents planned for me. You know, I don't know, like me and Phil, like I love him and he say he love me, but do he really love me? And I'm bringing a baby in this world and like, I don't know if he's gonna be a good dad. I don't know if he's gonna be a good dad. I don't know if I'm gonna be a good mom. Like all these things are running through my mind, you know?
Right.
And to your point, the pressure of your church, if you have anchored in tradition, the elders, everyone got an opinion.
When
you didn't do it this way like we did it.
It was hard
how
for
you
me.
Should do it.
It was hard for me because my grandfather, he passed away 2 years ago, but he was the presiding elder of the church that I went to. I was a teenage mom, and
you know what
I
they
was
be saying about them, the
preacher kids.
the preacher kids.
But it was so hard because I'm a teenage kid. My grandfather is a presiding elder, and I'm coming in there pregnant. Everybody was judging me. It was like so much. And the pastor, his name was Reverend Honeysucker. And
Honeysucker. His name was Reverend Honeysucker. Oh my goodness.
But he basically, he spoke over me. He said, young lady, it's so many people that's speaking down on you and talking about you, but God has so much in store for you. You may think it's bad right now, but you are going to be great. You're going to be good. You're covered.
Okay,
and he prayed on me, and look at my life today. And I felt like I was so depressed as a teenage mom because even the older people was like...
pressure.
Even school, the teachers, they was like, oh, she don't need to, I was Miss CHS at my high school, and she don't need to represent being a pregnant mom and all this. And it was like so many discouraging words. And I was like, so many people not supporting. Of course, I mean, I'm pregnant, I can't help it. But I was so depressed, and it was a bad time, but I did have people.
What did you do to not let that take over you?
Because that's a lot at your age, too.
It was a lot.
Let's be real. That's a lot of energy.
It was a lot of energy, but
what gave you
heaviness.
the strength to, first of all, go through with the pregnancy? How did you know that I for sure am gonna keep my baby for one? Two, how did you not fall into a depression, and how did you keep going?
I think the biggest thing at first, I told my mom because I did have a scholarship, and when I told my before I told anyone, I told my mom, and she was like, no. I don't believe in abortions. You laid in there. It's a reason. And I'm going to help you with this child. And I was like, damn.
That wasn't your easy out, pretty much.
It wasn't.
Whatever.
So I had to tell my coach. Yeah. My track coach, basically from high school, he trained. I was being scouted as a 7th grader in high school, basically. And he trained me. He devoted so much time. And he did not... When I told him, he did not talk to me. We probably just started back communicating probably 4 years ago.
Stop. What?
Yeah, he was so hurt because he devoted so much time. But I think it was the support of my family and some of my church family members just prayed for me and just instill positive things in my head to keep going.
That's good that you had that village around you.
Yes. I did. I had a great village. Yes.
Yeah.
What a blessing to have.
I was always I was different from every other child or teenager. I knew.
In what regard?
In regards to my mindset. I didn't allow the negativity to overpower my thoughts. So if I had something bad, I just, if there's a will, there's a way. So I made plans. Okay, I'm gonna have to adjust. If I'm not going to college, this is what I'm gonna do.
Next option.
So, but after I had her, I graduated high school. I still graduated top 10% of my class with honors. I said, I'm not gonna tell anybody, I'm going into the military. I had my mindset.
You had a plan.
I had a plan. And
so then when you had the baby, did you deal with postpartum, having to leave her and go to the military?
Honestly, I don't. No, I didn't. Because I was focused. I knew I had a mission. And I still, to this day, don't feel like I went through postpartum or any of that. Because I was so busy.
Yeah.
But I felt like...
You were distracted, you feel?
I felt like I was distracted. And I know my end goal was to make sure my family was good. But what I did go through was... I think the emotions, maybe I did go through it, but the emotions I had... The PTSD from being in the military, being deployed, I went through that. And I didn't know it hit me until my kids started talking, Mom, you changed, you're different. And I went to go get therapy and start talking about it and listening to my kids on how I react and things. But the postpartum part, I don't think I went through postpartum. It was more depression of holding things in, trying to be so strong and being an alpha female and trying to get it done.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I don't think I went through, I can say I did not go through postpartum with any of my children. I had a great foundation and support. Their father is still to this day very supportive and active in their lives, which relieves a lot of my stress financially, emotionally, and just our end goals with them. So I didn't feel that. I think I was just always just going with how, I didn't even think in my mind that I was going to end up with 4 children. One, let alone one, but now 4. And I think it just became where, you know what, this is my life. What's one more? They go with you to the next phase. And y'all know me, I'm very active with my children. They do everything with myself and their father. So it's like, they just had to come along in the journey. And so I think I was distracted just by okay, we have this next event, or we have to move, or we have this house I got to take care of, or, whatever the case may be, we had something planned to the point where you just think about that, what's going ahead and what's next. And then I knew that they would always be taken care of, that they could have clothes, that they can be clean, that they have food on the table. Because as mothers and parents, that's the biggest thing is can I provide for them? Do they have do they have shelter? And then also, do they have support? We always say it takes a village. It really does. Especially because we're business women, we're active in the communities, and we're also just, active in life in general. And we need help, we need help.
So I've been reading up and following some women on social media who deal in postpartum, that's their thing. And I've just been learning a lot. I thought that I didn't, experience postpartum, but I'm realizing now that postpartum is so many different things and it shows up in so many different ways. And so, deflecting or being busy and being focused can be postpartum. Like
a symptom.
Yeah, exactly. And also postpartum is it goes on after you have, past whenever. So my oldest is 10, my youngest is 6, and I'm still in postpartum technically. You're still in postpartum. You're still in, you know what I mean?
Really?
It can hit whenever. It can be, it's just an ongoing thing. You already had a baby. It's done. You're in postpartum. You know what I mean? And so I feel like now it's more of a conversation and it's more, people are talking about it more. Yeah, I feel like back then people really didn't talk about it much unless it was one of those things they're in this deep depression and they're, in their pajamas every day and they don't want to go anywhere.
Did it this way, so you can do it too.
Exactly.
Right. That's another
But now it's more talked about and it's recognized in different ways. And I just think that I'm glad that it's more talked about now. You know what I mean?
I agree.
I think when I had Fox, I wouldn't say that I went through the typical depression or anything, but I was that's when I did my bodybuilding competitions. And whatever I was feeling emotionally, I think I went to the gym to...
You had coping skills.
Yeah, to cope with it. Exactly.
I remember seeing you.
Ashley was looking good.
Let me tell you, I pulled up on Ash at a competition.
But I say that was probably a postpartum symptom was because that was out of body. There's no way right now, today, that I could do a bodybuilding competition.
Really?
So whatever I was going through and feeling at that time was literally because I just had pushed out a baby and you know what I'm saying? Whatever I was experiencing, whatever I was feeling physically and mentally it came from having a baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So for me, it was postpartum. I don't know if it was some postpartum superwoman shit.
But an empowerment.
It really was. Because when I tell you today, I could not go and do that.
My question is, because I know a lot of the younger generation they're in denial about postpartum. You say they go through things and they do things out of character, and it's like, maybe you should go, what would you guys recommend to the younger ladies or the new moms on how to first detect postpartum and how can they get help about postpartum?
I feel like we need to be more honest. I feel like platforms like ours, for example, where we're being honest and vulnerable, I feel like that was a deterrent factor with me. Yeah. No one was honest about it.
Yeah.
You know, there was a lot of that quietness, or like, I'm doing things behind closed doors, and then when you see the children and you see people, everyone's dressed nice and ready to go and presentable.
Yeah.
No, but there's some other things that's rooted in that. You know, you see the bloom and the blossom of the flower, but there's some roots to it.
Yeah.
It's honesty and vulnerability. I feel like that's first, which is also a part of education.
Right. Yeah.
Now, with the influx of, you know, mental help, and we can go to therapists, and we have these resources now. That's another thing. And really just having these really authentic friend groups that you can, like mom groups. Say, I just had a baby. It's different than if you have a teenager. I need to be around another mama that just had a baby.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, teenage issues.
I know what you're going through right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, teenage issues is different than trying to clean up poop. You know what I mean? Like, that's different.
Exactly.
So I feel like it's that, to support groups, as well as just being vulnerable and honest, and finding those honest groups and honest people that can be real with you. Because this is not easy. Yeah.
I think it's important too, you know, we already said it like 3 times, I think, but like the whole thing of like, it takes a village. Yeah. I feel like I didn't necessarily have a village, and I'm not like, well, it was me or nothing like that, but I'm just saying, like, go out and find your village. Like, it doesn't, sometimes it's not just there. It's not just your family. You might not have family, like your cousins and your aunties around, but you have to go out and seek help. And nothing is wrong with that. You know what I mean? That's right. You might not have a big family where you live, or you just might not have a big family, period. Correct. And it's okay to hire help. It's okay to ask for help, you know, from friends, whoever is around, you know what I mean? Because you need people. And the whole, like, it takes a village, like we say that shit, like it's just easy, like it's just there, like everybody has a village, but it's not like that. You gotta seek it. Yeah, you know?
And seek them out too.
Yeah, seek them out.
It's not gonna be perfect. It's not perfect. Be real. It's not easy. It's not gonna be perfect. Yeah. It's not peaches and cream. It's not all coordination. You know, it's definitely the gut of it. It's just, you know, it can be nasty. It can be sad. It can be lonely. It can be all kinds of things. I know some of, like, one of the things that I do when, like, a friend or somebody has a baby, you know, it's simple things. You can make them dinner for the week. You can, you know, go grocery shopping for their family. Laundry. You can take their other kids to their practices, give them rides wherever they have to go. You know, you can hire somebody to come clean up their house for them. There's like things that you can do as a friend of somebody who is pregnant or about to have a baby. You know, you can offer yourself as the village. You don't have to wait for somebody to say, hey, I need you. Right. You know, and I feel like we need to show up in that way for our people.
It's a lot, but I feel like people shouldn't be in denial. If they have issues, if something doesn't feel right, then that's a sign. If you know you're acting out of character, if someone else is telling you that you're not being yourself, I feel like it's a sign to get some type of help, because we don't want you to get into that state where it can lead to other issues. Right. And I think that's the problem. People are embarrassed to speak on.
People are embarrassed.
And it gets to a point where it's uncontrollable.
Yes.
So. And I think, you know, we should, when we hit these like big changes and stages in our life, like when you get married, when you get pregnant, have babies, like we should be seeing a therapist, because these are literally life-changing experiences, you know? And we need somebody to talk us through it. Help me through this. Like, what am I, like, help me break down these emotions and these thoughts that I'm having. And, you know, people say, get a therapist, but that's some real shit. Like, when you hitting these, like, life-changing moments.
It's a lot. You need somebody. Make sure to tell you, am I tripping? Like, what's going on? How can I maneuver? How? Like,
and you can't always call your cousin and them. You can't call Pookie and them.
Or the homegirls.
You can't call Pookie. You need to call somebody who is licensed. Okay.
Yeah, I went to, so I had my annual checkup and I was talking to my doctor and I was like, I need a referral to a new therapist here in Miami because I noticed myself emotionally changing. Like, I'm seeing myself getting back emotional for just no reason.
Like quicker, hide it.
And that's a change in my behavior. So when I notice things that's changing within me, I'm like, okay, I probably need to go see my therapist and figure out what the issue is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I think everyone should.
That's very healthy.
Yeah.
It is. And I encourage it even for us to be an example for our children and for our spouses and for our partners and our friends to be, again, honest and vulnerable about, like, guess what? I got somebody, you might like them. And even if you might not like that person, there's many more.
Right.
So you can keep going and figuring that out. And I know a lot of insurance are covering therapy now, whereas before it used to be out of pocket.
Yeah.
So it's becoming more and more like acceptable. It's becoming more and more accessible too.
Yeah, because you can do it online. You don't have to go anywhere.
Correct.
I even have therapy with my kids. I let them sit down. We sit at a table every
individually
Thursday.
or group?
In a group. Yes. Every Thursday because they talk to each other. So every Thursday, and sometimes I hate to hear what they got to say, but you know what? It's an open table. Y'all tell me what I'm doing wrong. How can I improve? And I'm going to tell y'all about y'allself because it opens them up to be able to take criticism. Because if I'm able to take it from them, then it's like, okay, my mom can take it.
It goes twofold.
Yes, exactly. And it just creates a relationship and a communication with us, and it preps them for the future. Like, okay, I know how to communicate now because us growing up as children, we were taught, shut up, one-way conversation, I speak, you execute. Now, I don't want them. I want them to be able to communicate and speak, look you in your face and tell how you feel respectfully and move on. As far as women, we talk about women a lot with postpartum. Yeah. Do y'all feel like men go through what we go through in postpartum? Yes.
I think so, especially because let's think about it. The whole process of sex, and then what happens when you have sex, you can have a baby.
Okay.
And I'm saying, what I think is they almost might feel that we get tied up into motherhood and maybe maybe not feel as sexy anymore. We're committed to these children. We're pouring into these babies
and
so
we're not
much.
Time to
and we kind of forget about them. So I feel like they see a difference in transition too, because now our energy has been redirected.
Right.
And they're becoming secondary. So I feel like they might, I can't speak for any man.
They go through something, but shit,
I think they go through something.
I be like, fuck that shit. Yeah. You didn't have to go through labor with us. You didn't have to push this motherfucking big ass baby out your leg.
They go through something, but it's not the same.
They don't know what we go through.
I think it's
they
more
just worried about not having sex. You can't have sex.
I think it is.
And we still be taking care of their ass because we use our mouth when we can't use our other hole.
What? No.
So Ashley, you ain't giving your man. Okay, stop. Y'all need to stop acting like that.
What?
After you have a baby, your man needs
6 weeks.
Yeah, I probably do 3-4 weeks. But
what?
Y'all need to stop acting like y'all motherfucking innocent
I said
over
6
here.
weeks.
You wait the whole 6 weeks.
Yeah,
I waited 6 weeks.
I did.
So you didn't give
I listened to the
head?
doctor.
I probably used my hands.
No head?
No, because I was busy with my baby.
And we got
That's
a lot
why
of
I'm tired.
Yes.
No,
you
put your baby down to suck?
My baby be asleep.
Put my baby down
My
to
baby be asleep. It ain't like that. No, Ashley.
Put your baby down to suck.
The baby be asleep. The baby be asleep. When the baby sleep, you still got to satisfy
when the baby
your man.
sleep, you supposed to sleep.
No,
that was true too.
When the baby is asleep, you still got to satisfy your man.
Post.
I didn't use my mouth. But anyways.
Well, I think men do go through changes though.
With my man, I'm a proud
in the first 6 weeks.
Maybe we need to bring a father on at some point.
I took a break for my baby.
Shit, I had a break. Shit, after 9 months and pushing. Shit, I got to satisfy my man too.
No, but we was doing it a lot when I was pregnant. He could wait 6 weeks.
6 weeks is a long motherfucking time.
It
Ashley.
was.
That's a long
I couldn't
time.
though. I had a C-section and I had awful recoveries.
See, I didn't have a C-section.
I didn't have any
everything.
C-section.
Yeah, I had awful. Like my first baby, I had to have blood transfusions and like it was bad. I had a slow
You went through a
recovery.
lot. You went through a lot.
Yeah, I had a slow recovery. Like it was
I was
bad.
back up ready.
I wasn't.
Look, Serenity was right here sleeping, sucking her pacifier. I was like, okay, baby, come on.
I was breastfeeding. I could barely stand up.
I didn't do none of that.
Yeah, I was breastfeeding and I could barely walk. Like it was
You
bad.
went through a lot.
Yeah, so my mouth was out of commission, bitch. It was not a lot going on.
Lex, was your mouth out of commission?
Nope. Now with the first two, so my first two were to segue to this, 14 months apart. They were back like we call them Irish twins.
Playing.
Yeah, you was busy.
You know what I mean? Can't get off of me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He ain't taking
And
no
then
breaks.
between second and third was like 20 something months. So like it wasn't. I had 3 under 5. That's a lot of activity. You know what I'm
It's a
saying?
lot of activity.
Well,
And I was okay with
say, because I probably wasn't using my mouth, I do feel like my relationship took a hit.
Really?
Yeah. I do feel like
You felt left out.
I don't know if he felt left out, and I didn't care if he felt left out. Honestly, at the time, I was trying to. Yes,
Be a home mama.
I'm trying to recover from
All of
having
that
a
traumatic.
C-section. That's a serious surgery. People act like that's nothing, but they cut through your muscle and all kind of shit. Your uterus,
real.
they cutting through all of that, and it was a lot. Then I'm trying to get this baby to latch on to my little titties because I didn't have to use.
That's another layer.
Okay, and my nipples hurt.
Sore.
I'm sleep
You was going through a lot.
crusty.
He is gone playing football and I'm home alone. I don't have family here. I didn't have a village. I didn't have, you know what I'm saying? So I'm over here trying to survive.
Figuring that shit out.
Yeah.
So it was
It's
really
different
like,
for you.
if you don't go take care of your business somewhere else, while I'm trying to keep this baby alive.
What you mean take care of your business somewhere else?
He need to take care of himself. Not somewhere else.
Oh,
I
you
meant
better clarify that shit, girl. You gotta use
not somewhere else. I meant
She
like
said,
take care of himself, like himself.
Right, sit your ass in that corner and you got
Get the lotion?
Lefty Louie.
Whatever, however.
And
Yes.
Ashley Annie.
You said left.
Lefty Louie and
Lefty
Ashley
Louie,
Annie
I've
and
never
get
heard that
the
before.
motherfucking word.
Yeah. What she said.
I've never heard that before. Lefty Louie.
So,
I can get
I
a sip
do-
off of Lefty Louie.
Lefty Lucille
I
and
do
Ashley
feel like
Annie.
if we're talking about men and they're in postpartum and what happens to them, I feel like Phil probably did feel some kind of way. You know what I mean?
Like
Because
it
he
was a
had to fend for
withdrawal with
himself
it.
for a little while. You know what I'm saying? I had to get
You
my
went through a
body
lot.
back together. And I had to, breastfeeding was a task.
So fellas, give the ladies grace, okay? If they're
So
going
I
through
didn't
this,
give a
them some
damn.
grace.
I didn't give a damn. Honestly, I was
Yeah,
just
you
trying
went
to
through a lot.
survive.
See, mine was easy. I mean, I pushed them right out.
You could recover
I
differently.
recovered, did my Kegels, and I didn't breastfeed because I ain't got time. Like, you finna get this infant and keep it moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Breastfeeding is a whole thing
That's
too.
another
That's the
layer.
whole thing. And it's
It's the whole
hard
thing.
for breastfeeding is hard for women who are entrepreneurs because those
Very
babies
active
that are
lifestyles.
breastfed are so attached. It's hard for them to go off and have a nanny because they want to be up under their mom so much.
I did both.
can't do it.
I was able to breastfeed, I pumped, and that way I was able to get their father involved in feeding. That way the baby was just not so attached to this titty.
My baby was
you know
attached.
What I'm saying?
And
Like,
let me
let's
tell
go and
ya-
do some things because I was active with
Right.
my children have not stopped our go-getting, our traveling, our moving around because I was like right there with them. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say in Miami 10 years ago, because my baby's 10, breastfeeding was still shunned upon in public. Shunned is the word, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
That's the word.
Yeah. So back then, so I posted a picture on Instagram of me breastfeeding my baby, right? And I was on the way out the door. My mom came in town for Valentine's Day, so me and Phil could have finally a little date.
night.
My baby was like a couple months old. So I'm breastfeeding him, and she just snapped a picture on our way out the door. Literally, like the doors open. I was literally on my way out the door, and she just thought it was a picture to snap. So I posted it. I thought it was cute. I didn't think nothing of it. My titties were like A cups. You could barely see anything.
And
you see my baby. Oh my God, I got so much hate. That picture went viral. TMZ picked it up, and when I went to PAO, which is the Players, Athletes, something, I forget what it stands for, but it's like a conference for Christian athletes or whatever. TMZ called me while I'm sitting in the conference, and feels like, he looks at me, he's like, what did you do? And I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, TMZ is on the phone. They said you posted some picture. And I was like, what picture? And they said, a picture of you breastfeeding the baby. And I'm like, I posted that months ago.
Right.
They went in on the picture. Like, people were like calling me all kind of, oh, you're just doing this for attention. You think you cute. Why would you post this?
But I'm feeding my baby.
Right. Why would you just think you're cute. Why would you post your baby? You're all dressed up. Because I was literally on my way out to a date with Phil, my husband. And I'm walking out the door. So I wasn't, they was mad because I wasn't in pajamas and looking frumpy and ugly or whatever. They were like, you think you cute? Why would you post this? You just doing this for attention. So anyways, all the like news blogs picked it up or whatever. And they were calling, asking if I had a comment and shit. And I'm just like, no, I was just feeding my baby. I don't get what the hype is about. But anyways, after that, a couple other women had gotten in trouble in public places for breastfeeding their baby. So in Miami, all the breastfeeding women, I don't know what group I was in. I was following all the breastfeeding mamas. But we all went to Aventura Mall and we did a breastfeeding sit-in.
So you literally was like, pull the titty out.
Yes, so we all met up at Aventura Mall and we literally pulled our titties out and fed our babies in front of because the lady got kicked out of Aventura Mall. That's why.
So we
all met up at Aventura Mall. I mean, it was probably like 200 of us.
Yeah.
That's good.
We all pulled our titties out and we breastfed, and we stayed there for like maybe half an hour breastfeeding our babies. Yeah. And I mean, I felt very empowered at the time. And so I just feel proud to be a part of a movement, because now I feel like I see in the airports, they have like the little nurse feeding stations. I see at different, venues and stuff, they make sure there's an area for nursing mothers. And I just love that.
Yeah. I appreciate that too.
Yeah, so I did my part and I feel good.
Okay,
that's what stand in.
I did my pull out. Yeah. I pulled the titties out, if it's to feed the baby or not.
Yes, you did.
Okay, I did.
Yes.
But yeah, that was like.
But people tend to forget how they got here.
Okay. Right. And I'm like.
I'm just saying.
It's nothing vulgar about it. And none of us ever like pull our whole boob out and are like, it's literally,
we're very these titties out. Come on, baby, suck on them.
Yeah, we're very discreet. And then there's those people who are like, oh, you need to cover, like put a cover over.
No,
I'm like, it's Miami, Florida. It's 100 degrees outside.
You forget that. You forget that anyway.
People will come up to us and be like, you need a cover for your baby. No, I don't.
Don't look. Keep it moving.
No, I do not. My baby is eating. Do you put a cover on your head when you eat? No.
Let me tell you something.
Or when they're like, you need to go to the bathroom. Why would I go to the bathroom to feed my baby? Do you eat in the bathroom?
It's not an option.
It's just crazy, the things that mothers have to, go through and fight for.
All the stigmas, all the hate.
I'm going to answer this because I have a lot of women that hit me up. We all are business women, and just bringing it back a little. A lot of women ask me, how do you do it? Being a mother, being in a relationship.
Like juggling all of that.
How can you balance it and being a businesswoman? And my thing is, sometimes you have to be selfless. Like, you have to focus on you.
If you mean selfish?
Yes.
Selfless.
Selfless.
Okay, I thought selfless.
Selfless?
You give others, but selfish is when you like...
Selfish. Selfish.
Yeah,
you can be selfish.
Right. You gotta be both.
Right. You focus on you, and when you're taken care of, everything else will fall in place.
I agree with that.
If I'm not taken care of,
everything
else will fall apart.
I know that's right.
And I tell the women who look up to me and want to go the path that I go, focus on. It's okay to focus on.
It's okay to focus on you.
But make sure your babies are taken care of and talk to them. Like, in order for you to get to that next level, you have to take that chance.
Yeah.
You have to be able to put people in place that you trust to provide and take care of those babies.
You have to delegate.
Yeah.
Right. While you go through that stage. Once you go through that stage, you're in a place where they're taken care of and you bringing them back.
Yeah.
But if you're always focusing on either your kids or your spouse, you're never going to get to that next level.
I agree.
And that's okay.
I agree with that. I had a period of time when I was in my transition of being a wife and catering to my husband as well as my children and following their dreams and making sure they have everything that they need. And I forgot about Alexis, what motivated me, what sparked me, what encouraged me.
Yeah.
And then that's when it sparked me, like with travel and learning these different things, to the point where it took me till I was in my mid-30s where I went on my first solo trip just to really breathe. And then it was therapeutic for me because it was like I was always giving so much to everyone else.
Right.
And at the
this
end
was
of
just for you.
It was just a teeny little bit that was for me, to the point where we got flipped. And it was like, this is for me. This is something that I need to be better, to the point where now that I could do that, I go back to the house and now everyone is like, okay, we miss mom. And I'm better because it was hard. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard. We go through different periods with different jobs, different things that happen in our lives, to where everyone's feeding off of our energy as mothers. You know, we're the anchor at the end of the day. We really do nurture. Nurturing takes so much energy out of us. And so it's almost like we are like, you know what? We have to remove ourselves sometimes, get ourselves together so we can be better for our next generation.
Absolutely. I agree. I think a lot of people too try to subscribe to the finding the balance. And I feel like there's no such thing, honestly. I feel like sometimes I can give 100%, you know, when it comes to my home life and managing the house. And then sometimes maybe my career is only getting, you know, 30%. You know what I mean? Like, so I feel like sometimes it's a season for certain things to thrive, and then there's a season for other things, you know, to take a seat back, you know, and that's okay.
It is,
and I think it's okay because I have a husband that's supportive. You know, I have a family that's there for me when I need it. You know what I mean? I know everybody doesn't have those things, but you have to find a way to make your life work. Yeah, you got to find a way to make it work, to make that balance work. It's not really a balance, but you just got to figure out a way and be okay with, you know, making things a priority and then putting some things in the back to make the bigger picture work.
Right, and don't feel bad about it. It's gonna be people that are gonna judge you, that are gonna say whatever.
Yeah.
You can't listen to those people. As long as you have a goal in place and you know that it's perfect for you, then do it.
Yeah.
I just think everyone should know that their voices can be heard. You know, whatever it is, to seek help, to find those resources, and to know that you're not by yourself. You're not alone. You're not the first person to experience this. You're not going to be the last.
Right.
But you can seek help. You can talk to other people and find that community and support group that can help you get through it.
And I love that. I feel myself and my friends, we're moms, but we're so many other things.
Correct.
And I just really love that about us, because I know a lot of moms who just feel like once they're a mom, they're a mom. You know, and that's it.
And that's okay too.
And that is okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like they place being a mom like at the top, and like they can't really do anything else. And if they do something else, they feel guilty about it.
Their whole identity is tied up into that.
And I just want people to know that being a mom is amazing. Like it is.
It's a
self-fulfilling. But if there's something else that you want to do, like do it. And your family, 9 out of 10, they're going to support you, and they're going to love seeing you do whatever it is that makes you happy.
And even if they don't support you, talk to your babies. Your baby's going to look up to you and respect you for doing what you need to do.
They do.
Do you all feel like you almost grieve that pre-motherhood before you had your first? Do you feel like you grieve that Sharelle or that Ashley prior? Do you ever go back and be like, you know what, I wish it was this way, or I'm sad about the time when X, Y, and Z, or any of that?
I feel like there are times where I missed out on a lot. But I look at the bigger picture.
Because you were young.
I was so young. I went to the military and I deployed. Like, so for the first, my daughter was...
And for those who don't know, I'm learning with you too. When you say deployed, You had your baby and you had to go.
I had my baby, and then she was 6 months when I signed my contract to go off to the military. I gave temporary custody to my grandparents. And I missed out on a lot. I missed her walking. I missed her saying her first words, all of that. So it was a lot. But I looked at the bigger picture. I went to my first duty station. I got her back. And it was like my grandparents had an attachment to her. They
were there.
Yeah, they
6
basically
months.
it was 6 months, but I had to look at the bigger picture. 2 years later, I had assignment to go to Afghanistan. So it was a lot that I had to sacrifice for my daughter.
And when you have an assignment, meaning you have to leave everything.
I had no choice.
So they give you a date, and you have to have everything ready to go.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep. I had to leave her.
And they give you a time period? Like they say, okay, you'll be gone for 6 months,
I was gone for a whole year.
So they tell you that, or you don't know?
No, you know. You have your orders, they tell you. But at that time, it was like I was in survival mode. Like, I knew that she was in a great place. I knew that my mom and my
Gave you a
grandparents
little peace of mind.
would take care of her. But I missed out on so many things. And for a minute, because I wasn't in communication with my daughter, it affected her and it affected me. And when we got older, we had conversations. This is why I did this. I did this because I didn't want you to go through what I went through. I did this because I wanted you to live a lifestyle that I didn't get to experience. And she respects me to this day for
she
that.
Understands that.
So it's hard. I don't regret it. But, you know, if I can go back and change things, I probably wouldn't have been a teenage mom. But I'm grateful for where I'm at today.
Yeah. It made you
amazing. It made me who I am today.
Yeah.
With therapy.
I don't think I grieve my past life, or not past life, but pre-kids or whatever. I don't grieve it. I feel like I don't even really remember what the hell I was doing before I had kids. I feel like life really just started for real. Like, I don't know. I think I was just like
That's
waking
a good point.
I was just waking up.
I
I was just waking up every day, like, you know, like I didn't have
no
any
responsibility.
Thoughts.
But how old were you when you had your first child?
25.
Okay, so you passed the young adults.
That makes sense.
I was just living selfishly and dumbly and naively. Like every day is, you know, was a given. You know what I mean? I feel like once I had kids, it put things into perspective, and it showed me how life is special and having a baby is a miracle. And everything started to have real meaning once I had a baby. So everything before then was dumb to me. It was just like, blah, blah, yeah. But once I had babies, me and Phil, we talk about it all the time. We like, damn, what the hell did we do every day, all day before we had kids? You know what I mean?
That's it.
So
because they do consume our whole life.
No, they do. I mean, they're the reason why we do everything.
You make this decision because of them.
Yeah, your life changes once you have kids.
It really does.
I feel like I do grieve my old self.
Yeah.
Because I followed my heart, you know, and I don't regret following my heart, but I always feel like, what if I didn't do this? You know what I mean? I did follow Amari's path into the NBA. We traveled everywhere, but in hindsight, I kind of low-key is like, okay, well, you know what? That's where I was supposed to be. I was supposed to be helping him be a foundation when he was on the road and be a home to rear these children, to focus on them and to be a nurturing mother and really nurturing to him too.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I look at it, but I grieve it like, okay, what happens if I never met him or if I didn't have these children? Because again, in my mind, I didn't know, I thought I was not gonna have children until way later. And, you know, I talk to a lot of friends now who are just now having their first.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know, their path was career first, their life first, and now having a kid. And they're like, well, Lex, you did that. Now you got, you know, your baby is older. Your baby's
now
older.
Now you're living your best life again.
So I guess everyone in their own time, things happen. I don't regret anything, but I do think about, okay, what if, you know, if things were a little different? Because I was rolling and thriving and everything like that. But, you know, when you're aligned with that person and you're supposed to be with them and you're supposed to procreate with them and you're supposed to invest your time in them, then...
Yeah, I tell Phil all the time, you welcome, because I gave him his 2 boys.
Exactly.
I'm like, you welcome for all of this, because you didn't see none of this for you. You didn't see yourself having a fine-ass wife. You didn't see yourself having these 2 boys. I gave him all these athletic jeans. Jeans. I tell him every day, you welcome. You welcome.
Listen, Ashley can swim, bitch.
I can. I got the...
You a swimmer?
I'm a swimmer.
You a swimmer. Like,
I'm a swimmer. I was on the swim team.
We had a swimming contest with the ladies.
Like a
in Turks, yeah.
And this bitch
in the ocean. It wasn't even my idea.
Wait, in the ocean?
Yes, in the ocean.
I blinked. Ashley was already down there.
Martini was like, y'all want to have a race? I was like, shh. They don't know.
Do they really want to see me?
I was like, okay, come on.
Come on,
I'll do a little something. Come on. I was like, shh.
I love that. And you competitive.
Ashley, I'm going to come to your house and you're going to teach me how to swim. I'm going to teach you how to swim.
You don't know how to swim, Sharelle?
Girl, I got to get her together.
Wait a minute. Time out.
It's time out. This bitch can't even doggy paddle for real.
You don't know. Wait.
Actually, you got a little bit.
You got a little
bit.
So you can float?
No, I can't float.
So you just go in water
that
your head is above water. You won't go deeper than that.
I'm
sad.
Scared. It's very sad.
I'm going to Ashley's house and she's going to teach me.
How do you live in Florida?
Sad.
Bitch, I'm from Alabama. We ain't have pools.
It's very sad. But bitch, come over.
Come over.
You need to learn how to swim.
I'm a teacher.
I am.
Because I know Serenity learning.
I'm going to get her together.
All my kids know how to swim.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I've seen her in the pool.
Yes.
What? It's just me.
It's very sad.
Ashley is going to teach me. I'm going to be fine.
All right, Ash.
It's very sad. I'm going to get it together, y'all. Don't worry.
I think the biggest thing with women is when we have kids and we feel like everything is down. Oh my God don't want me. He's not interested in me. My body's not the same anymore. How do you get past that? How do you rebuild yourself and still maintain your identity?
I think you have to really figure out what you're in love with in yourself. Like, what do you love about yourself? Honestly, and that means you gotta take time to be with yourself.
Right.
You gotta take time not focusing on your kids, not focusing on your significant other, and really just, what I do is I go back to my childhood. Like, what are the things that I loved to do when I was a child? What are the things that really made me happy when I was young and before I had kids and before I had a husband? And that always brings me back to my true self and what makes me me. And I can take away social media and, the glam and the, all the things that people see on the outside or whatever. I can take all that away. And if I just really go back to my childhood and the things that make me happy, I always find oh my gosh, I really love this about myself. I love that I'm a great swimmer. I love that, I like being outside. I can just be outside for days, traveling. Yeah. And I think once you do that, it just kind of comes naturally. You'll remember oh shit, I really like who I am. I like who I am outside of being a mom, outside of being a wife, outside of being friends with whoever, outside of my social media personality. I really fuck with me. I like me. Yeah. I'm a cool ass bitch. Yeah. So I think once you strip away all that other shit and you really just go back to you and who you are, because it's easy to forget.
It is, especially after a child.
After you have a baby, it's all about
9 months carrying all that weight. It is.
It is.
I go in different stages. I feel like I try to reinvent myself because I do tap into what motivates me, what encourages me, what do I love doing, what fuels my fire. And so I look at it as right now I'm into culinary. I want to take it up a notch. And I feel like my...
Oh, you going to cook for us next time?
But I will, always. I can.
Always cooking.
And I'm open to it. So it's whatever. Yes. I just feel like I always like to be my competitive nature from even being competitive in sports when I was younger makes me tap into now going back from that route to now where I am in this blossom period of okay, you know what? My parents did this, they did this, have this way. Now it's my turn to kind of reinvent myself and go this way and flourish in this way. And I think because I'm blessed to have resources to understand that and ask questions and really seek trying to figure out what it is that I like to do. I feel like I have almost captured my essence of what it is to be reinventing myself, but at the same time, just almost upgrading myself.
Yeah,
Right.
I
You
like
know,
that.
just adding that extra layer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
So
think
it just makes me feel
I
happy.
think my
and
biggest
satisfied.
thing is what satisfies me is my appearance. I've always been athletic, and the biggest thing when we do have kids is
Your body changes.
your body changes.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
And that's what every woman, even if you're not athletic, I think women should like look into getting a
And even if you're
trainer.
not a mom too, let's be
Right.
real, you're with age.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look into getting a trainer or start working out, developing a routine where you implementing workout sessions. That takes off a lot, like mentally
Stress.
and physically.
Yeah, it
you're
does.
right.
So incorporating a workout routine is
like
a big thing.
I
Yep.
like that.
All right, so I think a part of being a humble baddie is, like you said, reinventing yourself. Like I mentioned, remembering who you are, remembering your childhood, what makes you you, why do you love yourself? And like you said, recognizing like being a baddie is about taking care of your body, getting in the gym, getting in the workouts, eating healthy. Those are all things that make you a humble baddie.
Yes.
And as moms, we the humblest baddies there are. Okay?
We are.
Yeah.
But you know, I low key am inspired by you all. You know, I feel like it's also crucial to have a nice group of people around you that inspire you in different ways. I see Sharelle, her leg, she don't miss a leg day, y'all. Like this girl,
Well,
I
I've
mean,
been missing
can
out
you squat
lately.
me
Girl.
at this point?
I
You know what I mean?
know.
I'm inspired by you, Ashley, and
Aw.
everything that you do.
Thank you,
and
boo.
just
I'm inspired by you too, baby.
you know, so I just feel like that is also motivating for me too, you know, especially because when we go on these girls trips, I can't be looking a little crazy. You know, I gotta go with the flow with everybody. We gotta look good, you know what I'm saying?
But yeah, be around like-minded people.
That's right.
Yes.
That's
and
right.
if you have to reevaluate your circle, then do that.
Yep, absolutely. That's
okay.
important. Yep.
Yes, but seek help. Find out your resources if you have any issues with postpartum, if you feel some kind of way, go to therapy. It's okay. We have many resources we have that you are able to tap into and talk about it. Talk about it.
It's okay.
Talk about it.
Let's talk. Send us some humble baddie mail and let us know if you got something you want to discuss, you got questions, advice, we're here for you.
Listen, I got 11 kids. I done been through it all.
Yep. All right.
Listen, you went through it, I done been through it all. So send us if you're going through anything. But in the meantime, we do have some humble baddie mail that has came in, and Big Lex is going to let us know what we are
What's the
dealing
humble
with
baddie
today.
mail got? going on today?
Okay. So this week's Humble Baddie mail, thank y'all for sending, by the way. Hi, Humble Baddies. I'm a single mom of 2 young kids, and I'm really struggling. My baby daddy isn't in the picture, and I'm trying to do everything on my own. But no matter what I do, my kids are always crying, and I feel like I'm failing them. Lately, I've been having these really dark thoughts, like maybe I wasn't cut out to be a mom. I love my kids, but I sometimes regret having them because I'm just so overwhelmed. Is there any way to get these thoughts out of my mind? What would you recommend I do to feel better? And this is from Shirley in Atlanta. So thank you, Shirley, for asking us. And what's up to you?
Oh, Shirley, first of all, girl, kids are kids, and they all cry. They always hungry. They always want a snack. They always need something. That's just all kids, period. And you can't be hard on yourself. So first of all, like, take a seat and relax. You know, you can't be so hard on yourself. You know, you're a single mom, and single moms out here are like probably the strongest women in this world, honestly. I don't know how they do it. But just know that you're gonna be okay. And all moms feel this way, not just single moms. I be stressed the hell out too.
Right.
Kids are just stressful. They really are, but you got this, and they love you. And I know you love your kids, and You just got to sit down and relax, gather your thoughts, start there.
I think the biggest thing is, Shirley, is you're at a stage where it's like, you know, you're like questioning yourself. Don't question. God wouldn't put you in this situation if he knew you wasn't built for it.
He's going to give you what you need.
Yes. The kids, they love you. They're here for you. You are the alpha right now. You have to show them you're the leader. It's going to be okay. Do what you need to do. Find you a great support system. There are systems, there are programs out there that can help you, whether it's daycare, providing some type of time for you to do you. Take some time out for you. It's okay. Get past FTN. Fuck that. You know what?
Fuck that nigga?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you was going to say fuck them kids, because that's what I be saying.
But it's okay to have some FTK too.
That's what I be saying.
It's okay to have some. It's okay to have some FTK time too.
Yeah. Sometimes you do have the FTK.
You need some FTK time too.
You definitely need some FTK time.
That's gonna get you focused and get back on the right path. You got this. We're here. You need some support. Contact us personally. Yeah. We got you.
First of all, call up somebody, cousin, auntie, call somebody, uncle, and drop them kids off. Okay?
Get you some alone time.
And get you some alone time. You need a break, sis. You probably just need a break and a snack.
And also, you're not going to have all the answers. You're not going to have all the answers. There are different stages that you're going to be going in with your children and trying to learn them as well as them learning you.
But it's not their fault.
It's not their fault. It's never their kid. The children didn't ask to be here. So, and then you can't really harp on the fact that the father of your children is not around either. You know what you got to do. And so make sure, like the lady said, make sure you take time for yourself, because that balance is very crucial and necessary. So make sure you take time for yourself, Shirley.
And don't think life is over. Like, it's
not over.
Some men that want you.
It's never over.
Yeah, the men, they still want you after the kids.
I have 4 and we good over here.
I came in my relationship with 3.
There you go.
Yeah, you might need to. What was that?
Starfish.
Oh my goodness. Okay, you know what? We're gonna shut this down. But you all
it's the tequila.
I'm shutting it off.
It's the tequila.
Hey, you guys.
Slide in somebody DMs like Sharelle did.
Girl.
Okay, and then Starfish.
But ladies and gentlemen.
T.O. is looking for a woman.
T.O. Who is T.O.?
Anyway.
Single, he ain't discriminate. Well, damn, Ash, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was trying to hook y'all up.
He ain't hit me yet. What's up?
What
Anyway,
is happening right now? We're trying to help Shirley.
Focus.
What are y'all talking about? Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Shirley.
But I just want to say,
FTN, FTK.
No.
Get yourself back together, get back on the right path. You got this, boo.
But I just want to say, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you guys.
Oh my God, Shirley.
Please
call me Shirley.
us.
I'm gonna help you, Shirley. Call me Shirley.
Come to Miami for a weekend. We're gonna get you back on the right path. We got you, boo.
You guys.
All right, love y'all.
Where can they find us, please, everyone? Okay, focus, ladies, focus.
You can find me on Instagram at Ashley Nicole.
You can find me on Instagram at Sharelle Rosado _ Big Rel, not the little one.
And I'm at Lex_A_S. And please like and subscribe and follow us at Humble Baddies Podcast.
Cheers.
Thank you.